Most RV owners worry about breakdowns, expensive repairs, and finding the perfect campground. But in 2026, some of the biggest problems you can face have nothing to do with mechanical failures. In fact, many RV owners are carrying items right now that could get them fined, denied entry to campgrounds, or create serious legal trouble while traveling. The scary part? Most of these items seem completely harmless. They're sold in stores. They're commonly used by RV owners. And in some cases, people don't realize there's a problem until they're already dealing with a ticket, a campground eviction, or a very uncomfortable conversation with law enforcement. Today, we're counting down 8 things that can get RV owners into trouble in 2026. Some of these may surprise you. Others are becoming increasingly common as more people embrace the RV lifestyle. And make sure you stay until the end, because one of the most controversial items on this list is something millions of Americans legally own. But transporting it incorrectly can create major problems the moment you cross a state line. Let's get started. Most RV owners don't think twice about tossing a few fireworks into a storage compartment before a holiday weekend. After all, what better way to celebrate Independence Day or a family camping trip than with a small fireworks show? The problem is that what seems completely harmless can quickly become a legal headache. Many national parks, federal recreation areas, and private campgrounds have strict bans on fireworks, regardless of local laws. Even if fireworks are perfectly legal where you purchase them, carrying or using them in the wrong location can lead to fines, citations, or immediate removal from a campground. The risk has become even greater in recent years as wildfire concerns continue to grow across the country. Park officials and campground operators are taking a much harder stance on anything that could potentially start a fire. And it's not just about where you use them. Storing fireworks inside an RV creates another problem entirely. You're combining explosive materials with propane systems, electrical wiring, fuel sources, and highly flammable interior materials. That's a combination that can turn a minor accident into a major disaster. Many RV owners assume a few sparklers or small fireworks aren't a big deal. But depending on where you're traveling, even those can violate campground rules or local regulations. The safest option is simple. Leave the fireworks at home and enjoy the campground activities that are actually permitted. It might not be as exciting, but it can save you from a very expensive mistake. And speaking of things that can become dangerous very quickly, the next item on our list is something almost every RV depends on every single day: propane. But not all propane tanks are legal to travel. Propane is one of the most important systems in any RV. It powers your stove, water heater, refrigerator, furnace, and several other appliances that make life on the road comfortable. But what many RV owners don't realize is that not every propane tank is legal for highway travel. At first glance, one tank may look exactly like another. That's why some people buy cheap replacement tanks online or pick up discounted tanks from hardware stores without checking whether they're actually approved for RV use. The problem is that propane tanks used for transportation must meet specific safety standards. Tanks that aren't properly certified may lack important safety features designed to handle road vibrations, temperature changes, and the unique demands of RV travel. In some cases, older tanks may also fall outside the required inspection or recertification periods. That means a tank that was legal years ago may no longer meet current requirements. If you're involved in an accident, stopped during an inspection, or experience a propane-related incident, an uncertified tank can create far bigger problems than most owners expect. Insurance claims may become complicated, liability issues can arise, and safety concerns increase dramatically. The scary part is that many RV owners never check the certification markings on their tanks at all. They assume that if propane fills the tank, everything must be fine. That's a risky assumption. Before your next trip, take a few minutes to inspect your propane system. Verify that your tanks are properly certified, in good condition, and still within any required recertification period. When you're carrying a highly flammable fuel source down the highway, cutting corners is never worth it. And while propane can create serious safety concerns, the next item on our list can create legal problems the moment you cross a state line. As cannabis legalization continues to expand across the United States, many RV owners assume it's no longer something they need to worry about while traveling. Unfortunately, that's not always true. One of the biggest mistakes RV owners make is assuming that state laws apply everywhere they go. In reality, the moment you enter federal property, an entirely different set of rules can come into play. That includes national parks, national forests, federal campgrounds, and many recreation areas that RV travelers visit every year. Even if cannabis is completely legal in your home state, possession on federal land can still create serious legal problems, and many travelers don't realize this until it's too late. What makes the situation especially confusing is that you might spend most of your trip in states where cannabis is legal, only to cross into a federally managed campground and unknowingly violate federal regulations. Some RV owners believe medical authorization protects them everywhere. Others assume that small amounts won't matter. But federal authorities don't always view things the same way state governments do. The result is that something perfectly legal at home can suddenly become a major issue during a road trip. And because many of the country's most popular RV destinations are located on federal land, this catches more travelers than you might think. The safest approach is simple. Before visiting any federal campground, national park, or federally managed recreation area, make sure you understand the rules that apply there. A little research before the trip can prevent a situation that could ruin an otherwise perfect vacation. And while this next item may seem far less controversial, it can be just as dangerous if handled incorrectly, especially when it's stored only a few feet away from where you sleep. When you're traveling through remote areas, carrying extra fuel can seem like a smart idea. After all, many RV owners spend time boondocking, exploring back roads, or visiting places where the nearest gas station might be miles away. Having a little extra gasoline on hand feels like cheap insurance. The problem is how that fuel is stored. Some travelers use old plastic jugs, repurposed containers, or cheap gas cans that were never designed for transporting fuel safely. Others throw containers into storage compartments without properly securing them. That's where the trouble begins. Gasoline is one of the most volatile substances commonly carried in an RV. Even a small leak can create dangerous fumes inside enclosed spaces. In hot weather, pressure can build inside containers, increasing the risk of spills, vapor release, or even fire. What makes this especially dangerous is that RVs already contain multiple ignition sources, including electrical systems, batteries, appliances, generators, and propane equipment. In other words, you're storing a highly flammable liquid inside what is essentially a moving house. Many campgrounds, parks, and transportation authorities have strict requirements regarding how fuel must be stored and transported. Containers often need to meet specific safety standards and be designed specifically for gasoline transportation. Unfortunately, many RV owners don't think about those requirements until someone points them out during an inspection or after an accident. The safest approach is to use only approved fuel containers, keep them properly secured, and avoid carrying more gasoline than you actually need. Saving a few dollars on a cheap container isn't worth risking your RV, your trip, or your family's safety. And while gasoline can be dangerous, the next item on our list has become increasingly common as RV owners search for more off-grid power than ever before. Few upgrades have become more popular among RV owners than lithium battery systems. They offer longer life, faster charging, more usable power, and make off-grid camping far easier than traditional lead-acid batteries. It's easy to see why so many people are making the switch. But there's a growing problem in the RV community. Many owners are building their own lithium battery banks without fully understanding the safety requirements involved. At first, it seems simple enough. Buy a few batteries, connect some cables, install an inverter, and enjoy endless power. The reality is much more complicated. Large lithium battery systems generate heat, require proper wiring, need appropriate battery management systems, and must be installed in locations that allow for safe operation. When corners are cut, problems can develop quickly. Poorly designed systems can suffer from overheating, damaged wiring, electrical shorts, and in rare cases, thermal runaway events that can lead to fires. What makes DIY installations particularly risky is that many RVs were never originally designed to support the massive battery banks some owners are now installing. Adding more batteries may seem like an upgrade, but it also increases the demands placed on charging systems, wiring, ventilation, and electrical components throughout the coach. In some campgrounds, parks, and inspection situations, improperly installed electrical systems can also raise safety concerns that owners never anticipated. The goal isn't to discourage lithium upgrades. In fact, many professionally designed lithium systems work extremely well and provide years of reliable service. The key is making sure the installation is done correctly, using quality components and proper safety practices. Because when you're essentially carrying a large energy storage system beneath your bed, inside a cabinet, or under a dinette, it's worth taking the time to get it right. And speaking of technology that more RV owners are bringing on the road, the next item on our list has exploded in popularity over the past few years. But many travelers don't realize there are rules that come with it. Drones have become one of the most popular gadgets among RV travelers. It's easy to understand why. A drone can capture stunning aerial footage of campgrounds, national parks, mountain roads, and scenic destinations that would be impossible to photograph any other way. For many RV owners, a drone has become just as essential as a camera or a Jeep, but there's a catch. Many people buy a drone, toss it into their RV, and assume they can fly it anywhere they want. That's where problems begin. Depending on the drone, its weight, where you're flying, and how you're using it, registration requirements and flight restrictions may apply, and many RV travelers never bother checking the rules before launching. The situation becomes even more confusing because regulations can change from one location to another. A place that seems perfect for flying may actually have restrictions due to nearby airports, protected wildlife areas, military facilities, or federal regulations. National parks are one of the most common examples. Many RV owners arrive expecting to capture incredible aerial footage, only to discover that drone operations are heavily restricted or prohibited. The result can be fines, confiscation of equipment, or other legal issues that quickly ruin a vacation. What makes this especially common among RV travelers is that they're constantly moving between different jurisdictions. Rules that may be perfectly acceptable in one area could be completely different just a few hours down the road. Before every trip, it's worth taking a few minutes to research local drone regulations and make sure your equipment complies with any applicable requirements. The footage might be amazing, but it's not worth turning a relaxing camping trip into a legal headache. And while drones spend most of their time outside the RV, the next item on our list sits right inside the living area and has been responsible for more than a few dangerous situations over the years. When temperatures drop, many RV owners look for ways to stay warm without constantly running their propane furnace. That's where portable space heaters come in. They're inexpensive, easy to find, and can make a chilly RV feel much more comfortable in just a few minutes. The problem is that not every space heater is designed for RV use. Many household heaters are built for stationary homes with larger electrical systems and different safety requirements. An RV is a much smaller environment with limited electrical capacity, tighter spaces, and far more combustible materials packed into a confined area. That combination can create problems very quickly. A heater that works perfectly fine in a house may overload circuits, trip breakers, or place unexpected strain on an RV's electrical system. In older coaches, the risks can become even greater if wiring has deteriorated over time. Then there's the issue of placement. Many RV fires start because heaters are positioned too close to furniture, bedding, curtains, clothing, or other flammable materials. Since space is limited inside most RVs, maintaining proper clearance isn't always as easy as it sounds. What makes this particularly dangerous is how comfortable people become after using a heater for a few days without issues. Once it feels normal, it's easy to leave it running unattended or overnight. That's when accidents happen. Some campgrounds and RV parks also have restrictions regarding high-power electrical devices, especially during periods of heavy electrical demand. The safest approach is to use heaters specifically designed with RV safety in mind, follow manufacturer recommendations, and never leave a portable heater operating unattended. A little extra warmth isn't worth risking the very thing you're living in. And while a portable heater can create problems inside your RV, the next item on our list can attract attention long before you even arrive at the campground. For many RV owners, carrying a firearm while traveling is simply part of being prepared. Whether it's for personal protection, remote camping, or peace of mind, millions of Americans legally travel with firearms every year. The problem isn't necessarily owning the firearm. The problem is how it's transported. One of the biggest mistakes RV owners make is assuming that firearm laws remain the same everywhere they travel. In reality, regulations can change dramatically from one state to another. A setup that may be perfectly legal in your home state could create serious legal issues just a few hours down the road. What often gets people into trouble is improper storage. Some travelers leave firearms unsecured inside cabinets, under mattresses, in center consoles, or in locations that may not comply with local transportation requirements. Others fail to understand the differences between carrying a firearm, transporting a firearm, and storing a firearm while staying at a campground or RV park. The confusion becomes even greater when crossing multiple state lines during a long road trip. Many RV owners spend weeks or even months traveling across the country, moving through jurisdictions that each have their own rules regarding firearm transportation, accessibility, and storage. Unfortunately, ignorance of those laws isn't usually considered a valid defense. The goal isn't to discourage responsible firearm ownership. It's to remind travelers that what matters isn't just whether you own a firearm legally, it's whether you're transporting and storing it legally everywhere your trip takes you. Before heading out, take the time to understand the regulations that apply to every state on your route and make sure any firearms are secured appropriately. A few minutes of research can prevent a legal problem that could follow you long after the vacation is over. And the final two items on our list aren't as controversial as firearms, but they catch RV owners off guard far more often than most people realize. The RV lifestyle offers freedom, adventure, and the opportunity to explore places most people only dream about visiting. But as we've seen today, some of the biggest problems RV owners face don't come from engine failures or expensive repairs. They come from simple mistakes that many travelers don't even realize they're making. The good news is that every item on today's list is completely avoidable. A few minutes of research before a trip, a quick equipment inspection, and a basic understanding of local regulations can save you from fines, campground issues, safety hazards, and a lot of unnecessary stress. The reality is that most RV owners will never encounter serious legal trouble on the road, but the people who do often make the same mistake. They assume the rules are the same everywhere they travel, and that's rarely the case. Now we'd like to hear from you. Which item on today's list surprised you the most? Have you ever seen an RV owner get into trouble over something that seemed completely harmless at first? Share your experience in the comments below.